In this video, we're going over practice questions related to career counseling. We'll cover the Minnesota viewpoint, the view of work, gender bias, dual career families, and more. These practice questions will help you prepare for the NCE, CPCE, CECE, NCMHCE, and other counseling exams. Going through this video will test your knowledge, and along the way, you may pick up some other tips and tricks to help you answer questions when you're not sure which option is correct. So make sure you stick around for the full video so you don't miss any of those. Let's start with the first question. What theory attempts to match the person with the best work environment? A. Minnesota viewpoint. B. Trait and factor theory. C. Life career rainbow. D. None of the above. For question 1, the correct answer is B. Trait and factor theory is based on the idea that the traits of a person can be matched to a career or occupation that is well aligned with that person's traits. This theory assumes that traits can be measured, so assessment is a big part of this approach. Option A gave us the choice of the Minnesota viewpoint. This is tricky because the Minnesota viewpoint is based on trait and factor theory. With trait and factor theory, the focus is on matching a person and their traits to a work environment. However, with the Minnesota viewpoint approach, this will typically look beyond the person's workplace and consider other areas of their life as well. From option C, we get the choice of Donald Super's Life Career Rainbow. This is an approach that considers how people have different roles to play throughout their life and how those different roles can be done in different settings. I actually have full videos on trait and factor theory, the Life Career Rainbow, and the Minnesota viewpoint. I'll put links to all of those in the description so you can check them out and learn more about each. Now on to question number 2. But first, my name is Keegan. I have a master's degree in counseling and I'm a licensed professional clinical counselor. Keep in mind that engaging with this channel does not constitute a therapist-client relationship. This content is for educational and entertainment purposes. This does not substitute or replace professional mental health care. Here's the second question. In what way has the view of work changed over time? A. Work was previously seen as simply a way to pay bills. B. Workers now see work as a form of self-expression. C. Self-esteem can be increased by job choice. D. All of the above. For question 2, the correct answer is D. Here in the United States, the way that we view work has shifted over time. As we can see from option A, at earlier points in times, people simply saw work as a way to pay bills and meet their basic needs. However, throughout time, this has changed. Now, people not only use work as a way of paying their bills and meeting their basic needs, but work also helps meet other needs. This includes things from options B and C, like using work as a form of self-expression and as a way to boost their self-esteem. Now let's move on to question 3. Which of the following is most accurate about career counseling? A. It is in low demand. B. It is being phased out of counseling programs. C. It has been an important part of counseling since early on. D. It is considered more important than therapy. The correct answer here is C. Career counseling has been something that's been important in the counseling field since its early days. Option A is simply not accurate. The demand for career counseling is not low. Similarly, with option B, career counseling programs are not being phased out and are somewhat widely available. And while option D is not correct, some believe that career counseling can help to reduce the need for mental health counseling. Now let's move on to question 4. What tends to be true for dual career couples compared to other types of couples when it comes to their leisure time? A. They have less leisure time. B. They have more leisure time. C. They have roughly the same amount of leisure time. D. They tend to avoid having leisure time. The correct answer to this question is A, that they have less leisure time. This question is a tricky one as it requires you to know the correct answer more than anything else. I say this because I don't believe that there's really a good way to reason yourself to the correct answer based on the question and the answers that are available. Instead, it's best to remember that dual career couples tend to have less leisure time. I should also mention, dual career couples are those where both people in the relationship tend to have stable and committed employment. It's also important to know that in this question, when we're looking at the leisure time of dual career couples, we're comparing that to single career relationships. As a quick bit of information, although dual career couples tend to have less leisure time, they are able to spend as much time with their children as those in a single career relationship. Now on to question 5. It is common for women to be more secure in a career before having children when what is also true about them? A. They have a low socioeconomic status. B. They are in a dual career family. C. they are not self-reliant, D, none of the above. The correct answer is B. In the last question, we talked about dual career couples. Here, we see that come up again. For a heterosexual couple with dual career family, often the women will work to be more secure and established in their career before having children. Also, in dual career couples, each partner tends to be more self-sufficient as well. In cases where the woman has children before entering the workforce, this tends to be more common in a traditional family. Let's continue on to question 6. If an employer decides not to hire a highly qualified female employee, but instead hires a lesser qualified male employee, what is most likely occurring in this process? A, gender bias, B, pay discrimination, C, overqualification effect, D, none of the above. For this question, the best answer is A. In this question, we see that gender bias is likely clouding the hiring process. And this is what makes option A the best answer. While laws in the United States prohibit discrimination based on a person's skin color, race, sex, religion, or national origin, we continue to see different biases affecting the hiring process. Unfortunately, women tend to be paid less than their male counterparts in the same position. This is what option B is referring to. According to some recent reports, for every dollar that a male makes, women make 85 cents. As for option C, I made this one up, although it is possible to be overqualified for a position. Let's take a look at question 7. But first, if you're enjoying this video and finding it helpful, please help me out by giving it a like and subscribing. Here's question 7. What groups are said to be affected by the lavender ceiling? A, gay and lesbian individuals, B, transgender individuals, C, bisexual individuals, D, all of the above. The correct answer here is D, that all of these groups of individuals are affected. As we discussed in the last question, women tend to be affected by biases and stereotypes. Related to that, there may be a term that you're familiar with, the glass ceiling. This is a term used to describe the effect where women tend to be limited in their career advancement opportunities due to their gender. This can happen to those in the LGBTQ+ community as well, which is referred to as the lavender ceiling. Now, on to question 8. Workers with a bachelor's degree earn more than workers with only a high school diploma. Which of the following is more accurate about this statement? A, it is a common myth. B, on average, this is accurate. C, it is an exaggeration. D, none of the above. For question 8, the correct answer is B. As we see, workers with a bachelor's degree on average tend to make more than workers with only a high school diploma. Here's a tip for testing. If you're not sure which answer is correct, pay attention to any differences in how the options are worded. Here, with choices A and C, they give options that are more direct and sweeping. Option B differs though. With option B, we see that it's prefaced with on average. Had choice B simply said this is accurate, that would have been more in line with the ways that A and C are written. It may not always turn out where the option that it seems to be written somewhat differently is the correct option. However, if you're not sure which is the correct answer, this may give you more choices to help you figure out which one could be the best choice. On to question 9. When a woman is part of a traditional family, what is more likely to be true for them? A, they are highly self-reliant. B, they are more secure in a career before they have children. C, they have children before going into the workforce. D, none of the above. For this question, the correct choice is C. By referring to a traditional family, this question uses a term that the APA now considers outdated. A traditional family is a reference to a heterosexual couple where the husband is the primary income earner. As for the wife in the family, she tends to have children and raises them before entering the workforce. Options A and B in this question are more fitting for dual career families. Last but not least, on to question 10. Which of the following is most accurately related to a displaced homemaker? A, a woman who quit her job to stay at home with children. B, a woman with children who is now needing to work to support the family. C, this term only applies to women who are still married. D, this refers to a woman who stays home with her children due to the cost of childcare. The correct answer is B. For this question, B is the correct choice as this is more or less the definition of a displaced homemaker. Keep in mind that you may also hear a displaced homemaker referred to as a reentry woman. As for options A and D, these situations can occur. However, I'm not familiar with any specific terms for these situations. And as for option C, as far as I'm aware, this is not necessary to be a displaced homemaker. This brings us to the end of the practice questions for today. How did you do? Let me know in the comments. I hope that you found this video helpful. While you're here, check out some of the other videos on my channel. Thank you so much for watching.